Welcome back to Indiana Diecast Racing and the Death Race. Today we've got round 2, groups 9 and 10. Winner of his group in round 1 with 14 points, it's Flip from Flips Racing, driving a lethal diesel called L'Orange. Group 9's driver from Arlo Racing is Mr. Devilish Dar Q, piloting Thrift Store Shopper, a Ford Thunderbird. Mr. D put up a massive 15 points in round 1. From Lionhawk Racing, Jason Blue was in a rally cat called Blue Jay, which he drove to a group victory at the start of round 1. And finally, from a DRT3K team that advanced 4 out of 5 cars to round 2, A-Bear is driving a salt shaker called Bazooka Gun Joe. Lap 1 with Flip and Devilish up front, Jason and A-Bear in the back. The Battle of the Orange Wheels is underway and Flip takes the early lead. Flip flips around and Jason slides in the back. Flip rolls in turn 3 and Mr. Devilish makes the pass to take the lead. He is gone as A-Bear fights to get past Flip, and here comes Jason to claim third. Tough break for Flip, who was out front and running fast. Flip gets that critical lead from the pole, but coughs it up with a super untimely wreck in turn 3. He's going to have a tough time recovering from that DNF, and his tournament may be over just like that. Mr. Devilish Dar Q on top after 1. Jason moves up to take the pole position with Flip on the outside. The outside lane slides ahead and they get in line. Devilish briefly up on the wall, but it doesn't slow him down. Devilish flies off the track as Flip coasts to a lap 2 victory. A-Bear takes second and Jason third. Turn 4 is proving deadly this season, but I'm sure Mr. D is alright. Those oversized wheels on Mr. D's T-Bird probably help him with speed, but they seem to be really prone to jumping the track wall, and on lap 2 he takes himself out. That evens things up a bit. A-Bear 2 points in front of the field, all tied up at 4. Points leader A-Bear takes the pole and will run the final 2 laps from the front row. It's an even start, but Jason spins and A-Bear pulls ahead. A-Bear well in front as Mr. Devilish passes Jason on the overpass. A-Bear runs away with lap 3, Devilish takes second, Flip is third, and Jason has wrecked on the final straight. That'll probably bring an end to his tournament run. A close start and A-Bear able to take advantage of Jason's control issues, followed up by a nice pass on the outside in turn 3 for Mr. Devilish Dar Q. A-Bear all but clinches a spot in round 3, while the remaining drivers are all still fighting for spot number 2. The final lap puts points leaders Mr. D and A-Bear on the front row. They can lock this one up just by staying out front. Mr. D with a good start, but he spins in front. A-Bear gets around Flip as Jason spins in the back. A-Bear drives off the track and Mr. D nearly flies off in turn 4 again. It's a 2-car race, and Flip makes a last-minute pass to take the win on lap 4, just edging out Mr. Devilish Dar Q. A-Bear has landed right side up, and Jason has stalled just prior to turn 3. A nice even start for lap 4 unwinds pretty quick as Mr. D spins, prevents Flip from making the pass, and allows A-Bear to move into second position. A-Bear bounces off the wall at the exit to turn 3 and drives right off the overpass. Mr. D hooks the wall and nearly goes off the backside of turn 4, somehow managing not to wreck and stays in front of Flip. Flip able to find 5th gear on the final straight, however, stealing the win. Whoa, and we've got a 3-way tie for first. It's time for bonus racing. The top 3 will hit the track again for another 3 laps to determine the top 2. Flip gets the pole and he totally beats Mr. D off the line to take the lead. A-Bear gets in front of Devilish as well and Flip is pulling away. A-Bear spins and blocks. Flip is going to win lap 1 as A-Bear continues to slide block Devilish all the way to the finish. Flip with the initial points lead. A-Bear's shot from the pole on lap 2. Flip again wins the drag race and he looks even faster this time. Flip walks away with lap 2, A-Bear second, and Mr. D third. That'll lock Flip into round 3. The last lap comes down to Mr. D and A-Bear, with A-Bear holding a strong points advantage. Mr. Devilish and A-Bear go head-to-head. Mr. D gets a timely push from Flip, taking the lead while Flip blocks A-Bear. Mr. Devilish Q owns lap 3, followed by Flip and A-Bear. Flip wins, but we've got yet another tie for second place. We'll go right back for a good old-fashioned best-of-3 head-to-head. Devilish gets the inside lane first since he won one of the 3 runoff laps. They're neck and neck to turn 1, and Devilish pulls ahead. A-Bear keeping pace. Devilish up on the wall, but he takes lap 1. They swap lanes, and A-Bear is 1 loss away from elimination despite only needing to finish the final regulation lap to advance. A-Bear gets a nose in front, but Mr. Devilish forces his way around in turn 2 to take the lead. A-Bear looks inside but can't find a gap, and Mr. Devilish Q will steal victory from the jaws of defeat. Whoa, and just in time as the track is literally falling apart around us. After a total of 9 competition laps, Flip and Mr. Devilish Q advanced to round 3, literally on the back of giant orange wheels. On to Group 10, with veteran of the Tricky Triangle Jake Eli from Vapor Racing driving his turbo turret called Blue Steel. Jake Eli put up 10 to tie native DRT3K in round 1. And he'll face another driver from DRT3K, Michael Motorcycle of past tournament fame, is back on track in his Soldier 76 called Mr. El Presidente, which he drove to rack up 15 points in round 1. In one of 3 bright-colored vehicles to make round 2 for Down Squad Racing, Sweet Sweets Jackson is driving Demon Sorbet, a BMW GT2 M3. And lastly, in a round 1 rematch with Michael, Bald Eagle rounds out the group in American Death Machine, a mod rod. Jake Eli and M3 up front, Jackson and Eagle in the back. Jake Eli and M3 battle for the lead, and M3's fallen off the track. They spread out as both Jackson and Eagle slip a bit. Jake Eli wins, Jackson is second, and Bald Eagle takes a distant third. M3 down on the subtrack safety surface, not exactly where he wants to end up following a start on the front row. Having made the finals in each of his last 2 tournaments, Michael is surely a favorite, but this first lap DNF does not bode well for his chances. Jake Eli and Vapor Racing with the first lap win. Sweet Sweets Jackson on the pole for lap 2 with Jake Eli on the outside. The outside lane much faster, and Jake Eli again in the lead. M3 is right behind him as the pair pull away. Jake Eli turns in a wicked fast lap, followed by Michael, Jackson, and Eagle. Just for fun, here's that lap at 100% speed. Props to the cameraman for just keeping up. Jake Eli pads his lead, now at 3 over Sweet Sweets Jackson. M3 and Bald Eagle each with only 3. Lap 3 with Bald Eagle and Jackson up front, M3 and Jake Eli in the back. The outside lane a tad faster again, and Jackson takes the lead. Some squirreliness in the back as Jackson and Jake Eli pull away. Jackson gets wild, and here comes Jake Eli, but Sweet Sweets Jackson holds on for the win. Bald Eagle claims third, and Michael Motorcycle spins his way in for fourth. Jake Eli actually comes close to wrecking in turn 2, but recovers nicely and winds up being the only one to challenge Jackson. Jackson loses control on the final straight and only manages to win thanks to some timely or lucky blocking. Jake Eli will advance for sure, and Jackson is set to do the same, assuming he can finish lap 4. One of the most shocking upsets so far this tournament, M3 has been eliminated in only round 2. He takes the lead while Jake Eli spins and blocks. M3 curbs the wall but keeps rolling. Jackson is just cruising in the back, hoping to finish. M3 closes out his tournament with a win. Jake Eli is second, Eagle third, and Jackson fourth. And that's going to wrap up Group 10. Jake Eli and Sweet Sweets Jackson advance. Congratulations to Flip, Mr. Devilish, Jake Eli, and Sweet Sweets Jackson. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing round 2 action of the Death Race.